Hello friends, I thought I would go ahead and take a couple more minutes and just show you how I finished coloring up my seed packet digi-stamp. So I'm going to go ahead and get the DG2 Spectrum Noir marker, and I'm going to use the fine tip, and I'm just going to quickly color all my leaves. So just like this. I just simply outline them, and this is what I would call a base coat. Do the other one, and I try to go in the direction that the leaf or flower or whatever is going in. Okay, do this one here. It's a nice flipped back leaf. And I got some more leaves over here. And then, let's see. Okay, let me look at my other one and see. Yep, I got one more leaf. I gotta remember, here it is. Right in here. It's kind of hard when your picture is so small to see your leaves. Okay, now what I ended up doing is I had done the stems in such a dark color. I did the DG4 last time, and so what I did is I just went back over it a few times with the DG2, and that kind of lightened it up a little bit. So let me see if I can bring that up to the camera so you can see what I'm talking about here. Let's see, here we go. So you can see how it now it has a little bit of depth to it. It's kind of got the lighter and the darker color in there. So unfortunately my camera, you can only go so far to one side. So there we go. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and use my light blue BT number 12 and see if I can clean up my boo-boo that I created over here when I started painting my flower center accidentally with green instead of the color that I had wanted, which was the white and the light pink. So, okay. Now I'm going to go back to my leaf here with my DG4, and I'm going to use my fine tip. And again, I'm just going to put some little dots like right here because that leaf is behind. I'm going to do the same thing over here and again there. Do this down here and here as well. Throw in a couple there. And I'm going to throw some underneath here. And I'm also going to have some just go right down the side there. Put some over here and around my flower, and it just gives you, like I was saying before, the illusion of some depth going on. Okay, now I'm going to take my DG number 2 and I'll just kind of circle around here and then pull it out. Same in here, just kind of barely touching the little circles there. I might have to add a little bit more there because it wasn't enough to cover the whole thing. There we go. Let's see. And go back in. There we go. That's better. And I'm just doing little round strokes. And I do the same thing here. Pull it down, and then let's see, go over here. Actually, I think I'm going to add a little more here, and then come in with little circular strokes again and pull these up. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put some here at the base and across the top here, and I'll do some right there as well, just so it looks like that's in front of it kind of. And I'm just gonna go in and do some circles to blend it all together. And I can go back and add some in here to give this a darker look. And here we go. And might as well, I'm going to add some little lines of my own just so it seems like it has a little bit more dimension going on in the grass instead of just a flat little pile. Okay, and then you'll see here on this leaf that it's got some darker color just from the actual shading that they did in the actual drawing. So I'm just gonna highlight that or shade it a little bit with a dark color to make it look a little different. And you'll see the color is slightly different because I went over it with a yellow color, and I'll leave that yellow on one side so it gives it kind of like a highlight. So you can see how it's kind of yellow right in here. And that's because I went over the whole leaf with, let me see which color it was. Earlier I had used CG1, but I decided I liked CG number 2 even better. So there we go. Let's do another one of the leaves. Actually, right after I finish fixing up this one here. There we go. Okay, so I got a little bit more to do here on this tip. Okay, so I'm going to take the CG number 2, and I'm going to go over the whole flower, which gives it, or I mean the whole leaf, which gives it that yellow tint, which I like. You'll find your own colors that you like when you're using the markers. And I'm going to add a little dark in here, and I'll put a little more up there, and I'm going to come back in with my DG2, and I'm just playing around and coloring. There we go. And then that'll give you the little bit of yellow on the very outside here. So let's see if I can, you can see that almost. Maybe if I cut out my piece, I can show you a little bit better. Maybe I'll go ahead and do that real quick. Just cut this out. Nothing fancy. I'm just gonna put around the edge. There we go. So, and you want to make sure you have something underneath when you're coloring, because the colors do sink through, which is okay. So here we go. Let's go. Give it a moment to focus. Hopefully it'll focus. There we go. So you can see how it's got a little bit of yellow here toward the outside. Now, if you wanted to tint your leaves with some of the colors that are in the daffodils, you could use, let's go with this PP number 5. Just real, add like some little dots here on one side, and then go back in with our DG number 2 and just touch the edges. And that gives it the just gives it that hint of color, of a reddish color. And I am going to go over the whole thing, of course, with the greenish color here, or the yellowish green color. Just kind of brightens it up a little bit. Okay. And now, like, I'll just keep going and going and going. I'll just keep adding layers of color, because that's just kind of how I do things. But you can find your happy medium and do things the way you like. So go ahead and bring that up. There we go. And let's work some more on the flowers so you can see them some more. Let's see. And actually, let's go ahead and put some of this brighter green here on the flip side, and maybe here. well. And come back in with our DG2. Yeah, that's looking very nice. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my DG2 and just put a little bit of that here on the edges for my white leaves. And I'll go ahead and get my blender. Oops, and pull the color out just so my leaves stay white looking. And I'll go ahead and do the same thing on this one here. So I'm just doing it on all the petals at the base where they meet up with the trumpet of the daffodil. Okay, and I'll go ahead and put the little line in there. And same thing with my blender tool, which is just putting down like white alcohol, I guess you could say. There we go. I'm gonna get the pink color, the PP3, and go ahead and color in the trumpets. Here are the daffodils. Okay, and then I'm going to use the PP number 5. And I'm going to just put a little in the center there and a little bit at the base, and same with at the base here. And then I'm going to take the PP3 again and just kind of come in and have it just go right on the edges to kind of blend it out a little bit. There we go. There, so we've got our pink and white daffodils. Go ahead and find my caps here. And let's see, get these over here out of the way. And then use the BT2. And I'm going to go ahead and just use my broad tip here for a moment to do some more coloring. And I have found that it's much easier to turn whatever piece it is that you're working on instead of trying to color or paint, you know, with it just head on and moving your wrist and turning it around. It's just easier to turn your piece that you're working on. So I'm going to go through here, go up in here, and just give that some color. And then I'll come around here. Make sure I'm still in the camera. Okay. I really like the scrolls on this digital stamp I made. It's a fun frame to use. So go ahead and color in here. Color this side as well. And then I'm gonna just real quick come through here. Just use some broad, quick strokes to fill in the big areas. Oops. Okay. There we go. I'll leave that there. Actually, I guess I can come right here real quick. Get in there a little bit. Okay, and now I'm gonna use the fine tip side here to go around all my leaves and my flower petals. Just color in. And do the same here. And I kind of like doing different areas with a little bit more. Usually when it dries, it will kind of dry all the same color, but I like to go over areas a little more than other areas to give it a variation in the background color. It reminds me of watercolors and stuff. It's kind of fun. So your background doesn't seem like a flat color. It's got a little dimension to it. So we'll go ahead and come in here, and I'm just going to go back. Like, you can go right over the leaves because they're so fine it doesn't really matter. So here we go. Come back through here, put a little blue in here, blue there. Let's see, right along here and down in there. So, and of course you're gonna fill all these in. And same up here. Okay, let's see. Get a little bit there and there. Tad bit here. There we go. So you can see now how the flowers look real pretty white and pink. So go ahead and even this one in the center here, remember I had goofed up and put that really dark green in the center, and look how much better it looks now. So, all right, let's go ahead and get the darker blue, the BT4, and the fine tip. And I'm just gonna do a little circle-y kind of banner shape there. And then I'm going to do the same thing coming on the side here. And again here. And that's pretty much what I did last time, and then it ends up being covered up over here because of the flowers and like the button and everything. So, and again, this is the BT4. And we'll do some here. And some over here. Okay, and then you can do some up here underneath this little ball to give it like a little depth here. Okay, give it a little more on this side. All right, and we're gonna go back to the BT number 2. And I'm gonna come in here and just do a little circular pattern, just barely touching the other color, darker color, on both sides. Do the same thing here. And the same thing here. And then come back on the other side. Same thing on this side. And if you look at the back, it really shows through on the back here. Okay, I'm gonna real quick do the same thing down here. And on this side. And again here. And here. And I'm just doing it again. Kind of a lot of repetition, but at least you get to see what I'm doing. I'm not used to talking so much when I'm coloring. It's kind of funny. Okay. So there's that, and so when that dries, it'll have a more shaded look. I'm going to come in here now and go around here. So that'll give that more of a shaded look. And let's do the same thing here at the bottom with the darker color, the BT4. And I'm just drawing little circles. And now I'm going to take the lighter color and just go right on the very edge and next to it. Okay. And then come back up here. And I'm going to look and I see that I got a little area of my grass I didn't quite get colored in. So I'm just going to add some green in there. And then I'm gonna do again a little bit more of the DG4 here. And then the DG2. And yellow CG number 2. Okay, well, let me think of what else I want to do. Oh, I know what I do. Okay, I'm going to take the BT number 4 now, and I'm going to come like in this area right here, and just like in the little tiny points areas here, so it gives just a little bit of shading, and our behind our petals gives them a little bit more depth so they stand up from the background. I'm going to get my original B2 color. Just kind of pull that down, give this a little, you know, just kind of start right next to it and pull it out and away from the other area. Let's see, with this one here. Okay, and let's see, where else can I, oops, almost did the wrong color. That's what happens when you get a pile of markers sitting in front of you. So we have that, we got this, a little here, a little bit there, and let's do some like up under this leaf. And how about in here, there, and in here, a little bit in there. We get our light color, the BT2, and we'll give this a little color in. I think I already did that one. Here we go. There we go. And in here, same there, and here. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and bring this up even a little higher and come down a little bit too. And then come back in with the BT2. There we go, and then bring this one up to kind of meet it. There we go. And let's see, where else can I throw some? Let's put some right in here, because this seems to have all forgotten to be colored. And I'll just add a little bit of light down there. Give it a pull up. There we go. Same with here. And there we go. Kind of liking that. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with like in between these little blades of grass. So here we go. And that was BT4. And then I'm going to just do a little circle and pull. Actually, I'm even just going to pull. So I'm kind of starting on that and then pulling out. And that'll kind of give you little shaded like shadows of grass blades, which is kind of cool. And I'm going to come back in here, add some more. Let's see. And then do the same thing again. Just going to kind of pull out. There we go. And I'm kind of liking how that looks. I have like no color right there. So there we go. So once this, of course, is dry, it'll look more, the little line there, the harder line will disappear. Otherwise, you can just take your fat edge of your marker, your thick edge, and you just kind of go over the whole area again. Kind of blend everything in. There we go. Just going to do that and down here. And I'm not being real neat about it, so, you know, don't worry so much. Don't worry about too much. You should be having a good time when you're coloring. All right. So I think that turned out pretty nice. I'm happy with it. And I guess I could go ahead and, just for fun, we could add a little bit more of a tint to this leaf over here. So we'll put it on the outside here. And I'll go ahead and use the DG number 2, and I use the PP number 5 for the tint color. And I'm gonna go right next to it and actually even over it a little bit, which kind of actually ended up covering it up. But here we go. Do this again. Here we go. That gives it kind of a nice tint. And let me get my yellowy green out here and come in with that one because I really like the yellow look of that. Okay. Actually, I think I need to get, I don't know that I did my, there we go. And there's that one. And I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so I hope you had a fun time watching my video and that maybe you learned something or this has inspired you to create something. And if you watch my blog, I will probably be offering this digital stamp for free in the near future. So give me a visit at my blog, heatherahudson.blogspot.com, and make sure you check out the Pro 31 designs to get yourself some Spectrum Noir markers. Have a great day. Bye.